Back to our weekly live stream. My name is Alicia, and in this week's live lesson, we are going to talk about how to study when traveling. I have prepared 6 tips that I hope are helpful for you as you travel around this holiday season. So I prepared a few ideas that I hope will make your life a little bit easier and a little bit less stressful, because I know many people are going to other places to visit their family members, to visit their friends, just, traveling for fun as well. So if you want to study, how do you do that? That's what we're going to talk about today. So as you join, please make sure to hit the like button and of course share this video so that other people can find today's lesson. That would be super cool. While we wait, of course, for others to join us live, 2 quick announcements. First is about our team's Black Friday sale. You can see it says get 51% off. Check the link in the description. If you want to study with us, now is one of the best possible times to do that. So check the link below the video or above the video to find all of the details of the 51% off Black Friday sale. You can find all the information for the basic account, premium, and premium plus, so you can choose the one that is best for you. So if you have been thinking about studying with our lessons, with our courses, if you want to get my videos with lots of extra study resources, check the information here. Today, the Black Friday is one of the best time, maybe even the best time of year, I think. So please check this out if you want to study with us. All right, that is announcement number 1. Announcement number 2, as always, if you have questions for me, please send them to me. Please send them to me for our weekly Q&A series called Ask Alicia. This is a very old screenshot, but please send the questions to me, not on Instagram, not on Facebook, not on YouTube. Please send it to the official Ask Alicia question submission page, which is at englishclass101.com/ask-Alicia. That is very long, so please check the YouTube description for a link to the official question submission page. If you send me a question on that page, I will see it 100%. So please send it to me on that page. I'll maybe choose a question and I will answer your question in the regular Q&A series. So send it to me, okay? All right, great. I think it's all rolling, yeah? We have Facebook here and YouTube here. What's up, YouTube? I see lots of people in YouTube. Welcome. What's up? Let's see. Santo from Dominican Republic. What's up? Raika from Brazil. Hello. Faisal from Columbus, Ohio. Hello. Enrique from Uruguay. Wow, cool. All over the world. Where else? It's very bright. Jackie Chan, really? Is that your name? From Mexico. That'd be funny. Abdullah, what's up? Joe Al, hello. What's up, everybody? Another one from Colombia. John, hello. Welcome, everyone. Facebook, are you here? I'm coming for you, Facebook. I'm coming to like the Facebook page. So if you have not, please make sure to hit the like button and share this video so other people can find the lesson. Facebook, what's up? I see it. Okay. Facebook, you're here. Hi, Rosa and Mother. Hello. And Zahir from Pakistan. Okay. What's up? And Mumtaz from Pakistan. Okay, cool. Is that Mumtaz? I feel like I know that word. All right, I'm going to like the video and share the video, so I hope you do too. Let's go. So today, if you missed it, today we're going to talk about 6 tips. I have prepared 6 tips that I cannot see. I prepared 6 tips about how to study when traveling. So I know many people are traveling for the holiday season. So if you want to continue your studies, if you want to make sure you keep the information in your brain, what should you do? How should you do that? So let's talk about it, okay? So today's lesson boards are right here. So this is what we're going to talk about today. Today we're going to talk about 1, accepting a different routine. This is part 1. 2, well, we'll go through them. How to make sure you have all your resources, just some mindset things and some maybe outside the box things to think about. And then finally, just some different kind of study strategies for yourself. So let's go through this one by one. Hopefully you will find some tips you can use. I've designed this thinking you will probably visit your family members, right, at the end of the year. So this is for, this weekend or for the end of the year, just kind of holiday travel. So I hope you get some ideas for how to just kind of change your study schedule a little bit. Okay, so let's go. first and maybe the most important point for this lesson is to accept a different routine. Like, just accept that you will probably make a change in your regular study schedule. So probably you're going to change maybe the time of day, maybe the content of your study schedule, maybe your study time is going to be a little shorter, and it's okay. So the first step is just accept. Probably my study schedule is going to be a little different, and that's okay. All right. So this is the first point because it's very important, your mindset. So if you need to change the way you study while you travel, it's okay. It's okay. So the key is don't put pressure on yourself to do everything perfectly. Yeah, like I have this problem all the time. I want to do the thing so perfect and I want to spend time on something, make it just right. It's too much. And when you travel, you have extra stress, right, from traveling. So try to be nice to yourself, be kind to yourself. Yeah. So except you are probably going to have a different study routine. If you usually spend 1 hour a day sitting at your desk studying something from a textbook and you have to change that, it's okay. So don't get mad at yourself. Don't be upset with yourself because you have to change or study a little differently. It's okay. So this is point number 1. All right. Point number 2. Point number 2 is before you leave, download apps and tools. So I say here before you leave. This means before you travel. Yeah. So if you use, for example, if you use like English Class 101 or something, or another service, whatever, we have an app. Download that. If you use other apps, other tools, download those before you leave. Yeah. So you don't have to think about it later, right? Just get it on your phone or maybe your tablet or whatever, maybe your PC if you prefer to use that. Just download everything before you leave so you don't have to think about it, okay? So make sure you do it before you go so there's less stress. Another tip is to download a dictionary with translations. I have this on my phone. I have used this on my phone for probably more than 10 years. Like I have a dictionary, like I study forever Japanese. So I have a dictionary on my phone that I use all the time when I find a new word. This was a really good app to install on my phone. So I recommend you download a dictionary with translations on your phone. Okay. Another really good tool to have is a flashcard app. So if you use, like English Class 101 has flashcards, so maybe some of you use our flashcard app, like the tool inside our online service. Maybe some of you prefer to use a different flashcard service, but I recommend check to see if they have a flashcard app. This can be super helpful when you are traveling. So before you leave, just download everything you need for your studies, because otherwise, like, let's say if you don't do this, if you don't download everything and you think, okay, I want to study, I have 30 minutes now, I should study. You sit down, you have no tools, right? You have no textbook or no resources. You don't have the study, like the course, like if you use English Class 101, just download it all so you're ready to go when you have time, right? Because your routine will probably be a little different. So do this before you leave. This is super, super helpful. Okay, so these are the first two tips, just mindset tips, and make sure you have the resources that you need to study. Yeah. Okay, cool. So those are our first 2 tips. We're going to go to tips 3 and 4 after this. So if you have other tips, you can send them in the chat. I will try to check live. Maybe you found something that was super helpful for you when you were traveling. So we'll take a super quick break. And I will remind you, if you missed it earlier, the team has a 51% off Black Friday sale. Check this out. If you have been thinking about studying with us today, this weekend is a very good time. A very good time to start. Like the best time of the year. I think it's the best time. Maybe number 2, maybe number 1, maybe number 2. I can't remember. But this is the most amazing. This is a really, really good time to start. If you have been thinking about getting premium or premium plus, especially at English Class 101, check it out because it's a really good time to start. It's like today is like the biggest shopping day of the year, or this time of year is the biggest shopping day of the year. So this can be a really, really good time. If you want all of the details, just check this link below the video if you're watching on YouTube, or above this video if you're watching on Facebook. You can scroll down on this page to see all the different details for the different kinds of plans. So if you want to study with more of my lessons, with all of our tools, flashcards, audio lessons, and video lessons, check it out, okay? All right, so let's go to part 2. So if you're just joining, please make sure to hit the like button, of course, and share this lesson because it helps other people to find it. Today, we are talking about how to study when traveling. Next, we're going to go to tips 3 and 4. Okay, and if you have other tips, let me know. All right, I'll try to check live. Okay, let's go to tip 3. So, tip 3 for traveling and studying at the same time is shift your focus. Shift your focus. What do I mean by shift your focus? So, if you can't spend an hour a day doing writing practice and grammar study, use your time to focus on a different part of the language. Use your time to focus on a different part of the language, okay? So earlier I said tip number 1 was accept a different routine, right? It's okay to have a different routine when you're traveling. So this is like the next part of that tip. So if you usually sit at a desk and you do like an hour of very focused writing practice, and if that's not possible when you're traveling, that's okay. Instead, you can focus, for example, I think these 3 are maybe the best to focus on when traveling. You can focus on vocabulary study, so flashcards with a flashcard app, yeah. You can focus on listening practice, yeah, and you can focus on reading practice, yeah. So I think these 3 are the most travel-friendly ways to use your time. So if, for example, if you visit family or friends during the holidays and it's like really loud, or there may be lots of kids running around, something like this, it might be really difficult to learn new information or to focus for like an hour, right? Someone needs your help, someone wants to talk to you, and that's okay. Just think about, okay, well, how can I use my time in a different way? Yeah. So you can try doing vocabulary study, flashcards, like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, right, on your phone if you download the app before you leave, right? So you can do these kinds of things, listening practice, listen to an audio lesson or a podcast or something, like at night, yeah? So these are different ways, different things you can focus on when you travel. So although your studies are going to change probably a little bit, you can just use that time to think about your study in a different way. Okay, so that's tip number 3. Looking for your points in the chat. All right, number 4, this one might seem a little bit strange, but actually I think it's really fun. So tip number 4 is to teach others, teach other people what you're learning. You might think that sounds not fun, like that sounds really strange. But this is actually, I think this is really fun. So share your studies with your family or friends. So what do I mean by this? For example, teach them a word you think is interesting or funny. Okay, so when I say interesting or funny, like if you've learned a new word or like a new expression recently, and it's similar to that conversation, or you learn a vocabulary word for something like in the kitchen, and you want to express that. Oh, I learned this word in English recently. It's blah, 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 whatever. You can use that to teach other people. And actually, in my experience, teaching other people things helps you to understand it better. So for an example of this, many years ago, I think I was having a drink with some friends, and I knew the person working at the place we were at, the staff person, and they said, "Hey, Alicia, what's the English word? How do you say like refrigerator in English again?" They asked me. I said refrigerator, and they all started laughing. I was like, "What? What is happening here?" And they said, "Oh, we think that word is so funny." They thought the word refrigerator just sounded really funny, and they wanted me to teach them like in my pronunciation. They thought it was hilarious. They laughed so hard. I was like, what is happening? But that's a true story. But this kind of thing, if you find a word that's interesting or sounds funny in your language, or you learned an interesting expression, try to teach it to someone, and you can all enjoy it. Okay? So the last tip here is another good point generally. Like, talk about why you're studying. Like, when you catch up with your family or your friends over the holidays, you might be like, oh yeah, this year I started studying English. Like, here's why. Like, I use this and this and this to study English, and it's fun, or whatever, talk about your studies and share a little bit. This can be another really fun way to think about language and share it with other people. So I like this tip a lot, personally. And I like to teach my family words. They know some Japanese words. They've picked up some Japanese words over the years. Like, I don't know. I personally, maybe it's me and my personality and my job, but I like this kind of thing. I like to share what I learned because I think it's interesting. So maybe you think it's interesting too. Refrigerator, Marshall, yes. They loved the word refrigerator. That is a 100% true story. Okay, let's see. A couple of questions are coming in the chat. Dilshat says, what do you think of shadowing? I used when you gave me this. Shadowing for traveling, you mean? I would, in today's tips, I haven't focused a lot on speaking practice because I know when we travel, maybe we don't have someone to practice speaking with. If you do, cool. Go for it. Like, if it fits for your travel schedule, no problem. I don't see a problem with that. Abdullah says we say fridge instead of refrigerator. Yes, usually I say fridge too, but in this case, my friends wanted me to say refrigerator. They thought it was really funny. Yeah. Okay. All right. One on Facebook says serendipity is an interesting word. Yes, very good. Okay. Good. Nice comment, everybody. I like that. Okay, let's take one more super quick break, and then we'll go to part 5 and part 6. Okay? And if you have other tips, send them to me. Okay? All right. If you missed it, the team has a Black Friday sale, 51% off. Look at this banner. Hooray. So if you want to study with us, now is a super good time to do it. Okay? No joke. Oh, I scrolled down the page. Sorry, everybody. I'm trying to show you the page. All right. So if you missed it, the team has prepared a 51% off Black Friday deal for you now. So if you want to study with Premium or Premium Plus plans. So these plans, I talk about them a lot in other videos on the English Class 101 YouTube channel. If you want, for example, like your own teacher, or if you want to get like voice recording tools, spaced repetition flashcards, if you want to get like text, like the script of the dialogue that we say in the videos, you will find all of that, the details about that here. So if you want to get more study resources so you can use like my videos, if you want all of the background resources, go and check these 3 lists to see which one is the best match for you. So some of you I know ask about this tool or that tool, where to get like PDFs that I show you in the live streams. You can find that information here. So please check this out. If you have been thinking about studying, this is a super good time to start. Okay. All right. Let's go to part 5 and part 6. So if you're just joining, please hit the like button and share this lesson so other people can find today's topic, which is how to study when traveling. How to study when traveling. We are on points 5 and 6. Ozako Play says, oh my god, it's truly live. Yes, it is truly live. We have been doing live lessons for 5 years. Okay, let's go to part 5 and 6, the last 2 tips for today. Okay. Someone sent a Pooh said studying English by watching your favorite movie or anime with English subtitles can be very useful sometimes. Yeah, great tip. So if you like to use media to study, of course, yeah, that can be a super, super good way to continue your studies when you travel. This will relate to part 5, actually. Well done. So, part 5. Use the time for review. Tip number 5 is about review. I like to tell you, please review, right? Review a lot. So, use the time that you're traveling for review. So, why is this a tip? Tip is, if it's hard for you to learn new information while traveling, focus on reviewing past lessons. Sorry. So I know for me, it's really hard for me to try to put new, like vocabulary, new things in my brain, like a lot of new things in my brain, because travel is stressful, right? Like there's a lot of just stressful stuff that happens when we travel. We have to think of many different things we don't usually have to think about, right? It can be stressful. So for me, like it's hard for me to learn a lot of new stuff. So if you're like me, or if you're not, whatever, you can use this time to focus on your review sessions, yeah? So what do I mean? For example, you can watch an old video lesson, right? So maybe a grammar point you studied like 3 months ago or 6 months ago. Take, 10 minutes, you can watch that again and go, oh yeah, I remember that. And you might be surprised, actually, if you watch, for example, like let's imagine, I don't know, you watch like a grammar video I made 6 months ago. If you go back and watch that video now, you might be surprised. Like you might think, whoa, I can understand this now. Like don't give yourself that chance to have that experience, because sometimes you'd be like, whoa, I understand so much more of this than I did the first time I watched it. So this actually can be really, really fun and exciting to do, because you're like, whoa, I learned. Like I grew. It's really cool. So this can be a really fun way to review. Second tip here is to review old vocabulary words. So I mentioned earlier to download a flashcard app, or to download like our app, the Innovative Language app for English Class 101. If you have flashcards there, you can review old words and just make sure they're still fresh. Make sure they're still in your brain. Yeah, this can be a good one to do. And third here, listen to an old podcast. Yeah, listen to an old podcast, or like someone mentioned earlier on YouTube, watch old media. Like maybe you watched a movie, TV show, something that was interesting but challenging before. You can try to watch that again. So these are all really good ways you can use your time for review. So if learning new stuff is too stressful, it's too much for your brain, you can use the time to review instead. Okay? All right. Let's see. I'm looking for your... Ratan says, is a cruise one kind of traveling? Yeah, that's a kind of travel, for sure. You could study on a cruise if you want. I feel like there's a lot of time just sitting on a boat. But what do I know? I've never been on a cruise. Okay, good. Others, Happy Indie has another nice tip. Listen to music while you're reading the lyrics. That's a really good one to use while traveling, because it's like, what? A song is usually like 3 or 4 minutes, like a pop song. So nice, thanks for that. Okay, let's go to the last tip. Oh my gosh, time always goes so fast. The last tip then. The last tip is to book online lessons. Book online lessons. So if you have a teacher in person, you can see if there's an online lesson with that person. You can ask them, can I do online lessons with you? So if you usually see your teacher in person, face to face, see if you can reserve an online lesson time. Yeah, but make sure you have time to prepare for your lesson, right? So make sure you have like maybe an hour or 30 minutes. Maybe you need to read something or do, I don't know, some writing practice. Make sure you have some time to prepare so you're not just like panicking for your lesson, right? So if you have a teacher, you can book an online lesson or ask them if you can book an online lesson. If you don't have a teacher, you can maybe there's some class you can take online if you really, really, really want to have a study session online while you're traveling. So it's up to you, but this is another tip you can use to make sure you have a way to study. So this maybe is also helpful for like business travelers. Like if you know that there's a topic you need to use English for in your business life, that can be a good way to make sure you're prepared. Okay, all right. Okay, I think, wow, I'm actually on time today. Woohoo. I didn't talk too much. Awesome. So those are 6 tips that I hope are helpful for you to use to study while you are traveling this holiday season. Like I know that there's a lot to think about when we travel, and I've been reading in the news lately that this year's travel, like the holiday travel season this year, is going to be it's already really, really big, at least in the USA. So I hope that if you want to study and make sure you still have some practice while you're visiting other people, I hope that these tips are helpful for you. So if you missed it, I will show today's lesson boards one more time so you can take a screenshot, okay? So today we talked about number 1, most important, accept that you will have a different routine, and this is okay, don't sweat it. 2, make sure you download your resources before you leave for your trip. 3, shift your focus. So that means instead of focusing on like writing practice and grammar and sitting at a desk all the time, maybe think about using the time to study vocabulary or do listening practice or reading. 4th, teach others. Enjoy teaching others. Lastly, number 5, review. Use the time for review. And 6, if you can or if you like, consider reserving an online lesson. So I hope that these 6 tips are helpful for you this holiday season and in the future as well. You can use these on business trips too. So go crazy. All right. So I have to finish there for this week on time. Look at me go. All right. So we'll wrap up this week, but I'll be back next week, of course, as always. Where is it? Here we go. Okay. Next week. It's very bright. Next week, I'll be back as always. Next week's lesson will be on Wednesday, November 30th at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is New York City time. If you don't know your local time, please use your amazing Google skills to Google your local time, or you can set a reminder on Facebook or a reminder on Instagram. Usually I post a link and a topic reminder in my stories if I'm not super busy. But next week I'm going to talk about how to use to and for, a little preposition review lesson. It's very important to review these little baby words sometimes, yeah? So check it out. If you want to get my reminder on Instagram, please follow me on Instagram. The link is in the YouTube description. Okay, cool. So we'll end there for today. That was awesome. I hope that you guys travel safely. I hope everybody travels very safely if you're going somewhere this weekend. If not, I hope you have a great weekend anyway. So don't forget to, if you want to study with us, now is a super, super, super good time to start. If you want to get this 51% off deal, make sure to check the details and make your decision as soon as possible, because this is just for Black Friday this weekend, yeah? So please go and check this out if you want to get a lot of different study tools to help you with your English learning. Okay, I will say goodbye for this week. So enjoy the rest of your day. Have a good night. Have a good weekend. And I will see you again next time.